Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here on this channel, we talk about all things fandom, and we talk about it all in a positive way. And if that's something that appeals to you, you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you here, and today happens to be Terrifying Tuesday on this channel, where we talk about all things horror. And today we have to talk about some Terrifier 4 news, so let's jump right into it. So if you're a fan of the Terrifier movies and you're a fan of Art the Clown, then you're going to want to hear this because we got some information about what exactly to expect in Terrifier 4. And if you're not a fan of Art the Clown, it's time you gave these movies a shot because Art the Clown has become an icon for a reason. There's a reason that he's spoken about in the same vein as, say, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. He has become a cultural icon because he has earned it. From that very first little movie you can watch on YouTube, all the way to the movies that he's now part of. Because in between there, he did some little clips in anthology movies. And those were great too. Those were awesome. But seeing him carry his own movie really showcased just how far you could take this character. And the creator, while he does eventually want to go away from this character, and I think that this is sort of his swan song, although I think if he has more stories to tell, he's going to tell more stories about Art the Clown. But eventually it will go into the hands of some other creator, and you have to be okay with that. It happens to the best of them. Just look at all of the names I mentioned before. There's a reason they're still icons, even though several different creators have had their hands in the jar. So, what exactly did he say? Well, first off, he was talking to Kleider, and he said, Terrifier 4 will finally reveal Art's origin, likely in the first 15 minutes of the movie. He goes on to tell Kleider about how he's afraid to peel back the curtain too far, but that people can expect some answers. Once I wrote part 2, I decided to really start telling the story. I wanted to tell it in almost a Lynchian way. I could never be on the same level as David Lynch. He's one of my heroes, but I love the way he tells stories. They're very abstract. He doesn't give you answers. If he ever tried to articulate, it would trivialize and diminish the beauty of what he has done as an artist. His voice is his work. He's not supposed to tell you what he just did. Then he goes back to talking about Art the Clown, and he says, I love the mystique. It's the most important part. Even if people don't realize it because they're just so hungry to know what his deal is, I think a lot of people don't realize the reason he works so well is because of the mystique. If you pull back the curtain too far, you lose that mystique. It's over. You're not supposed to see what the wizard is doing behind the curtain. It's almost always a disappointment. I think there's a way with his origin to have my cake and eat it too, but we'll find out. I'm taking a bit of a risk, but I'm very aware about losing that mystique at the same time. So we'll see how it plays out. I think a majority of the people are going to be very cool with it. And he does promise a lot of answers, maybe to a fault. So that's all very well and good, and it does offer a couple things that I'm very excited about. It lets us know that, yes, he has a handle on things. And as a horror fan, I love David Lynch's stuff. He is one of the icons. If you haven't checked out David Lynch's work, then you need to check that out too. It is all very surreal. And I do kind of get where he has taken a cue from David Lynch with the character of Art the Clown. I do kind of see it. In a few different instances, you can actually tell that he's not trying to give us all the answers. That he is leaving stuff a little bit strange and chaotic, and that's never a bad thing. One of the great things about horror is that you don't always need to know all of the answers. And when you are given all of the answers, sometimes that could be a really bad thing. And I think that by him confirming that this will have an origin, but it won't necessarily give us all the answers, I think that's his way of telling us, hey, guys, I get it. Sometimes you don't need to know what's going on to enjoy the movie. You don't need to know every single moment of this character's life before they became what they are. You don't need to know the origin completely in order to enjoy it. Sometimes the scariest things is a character not having any motives. And that's kind of what we've seen in the past with the Scream movies. You see that you don't always know what their motive is at the beginning. I would actually make the argument that before you know the motive of each ghost face, they're a lot scarier. And I like when you have a supernatural part to an origin. Why do you need to know how that supernatural part works? That's, for me, that's what's made Art the Clown really cool. What exactly is he? Is he a demon? Is he a human who became something else? What is the deal? And I kind of want to know. It's like you're always curious, but if you pull back that curtain too far and you showcase too much, then yeah, you do ruin some of that mystique. You ruin some of the fun for the viewer. What makes David Lynch work so well is that David Lynch never really has to tell you every detail. A lot of it's left up to you as the viewer to figure out. And sometimes that's crazier than what actually he would have had in mind. And I respect that. There's a lot of his movies that people talk about to this day only because they don't know what really went down or what really is going on in any specific part of the movie, because he never specifically tells you every detail. So it's left up to your imagination. And I think doing Art the Clown this way, that's something that is exciting. That's something that will work. And if he's going to give us a lot of answers in the origin, okay, that's fine too. But I think he has a good handle on it this way. I think that by him saying this, it tells us not to expect every answer to every question. And I, for one, am excited about that, because I don't want to know every answer. But I am going to leave it off to you guys now and ask you the same question. What do you guys think about this news? Are you excited about this? Are you not excited about this? Do you like the fact that he said this, that he said there are going to be answers, but that he's going to take a page from David Lynch and maybe not give us every answer to every single question? Or do you want to know every single detail about Art the Clown? There's no wrong answer here, by the way, because we're all just fans having a discussion. All that I ask is that you're nice to each other in the comments and be respectful of each other. But otherwise, I want to hear from all of you. So go ahead and leave that comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you think. And then don't forget to share this video with all of your friends, because they are going to want to be a part of this crazy conversation as well. And then, friends, make sure you're hitting that like button. It's free. It helps the channel. But in addition to that, if you're enjoying the positive content we bring and you want more positivity in your feed, because YouTube can go towards those critics a little more, towards the harsher, meaner critics towards your fandom. And if you want positive fandom talk, if you want to hear people talk positive, you're going to want to hit that like button. And then you're going to want to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying our content as well. And then while you're down there, you might as well hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. And friends, at the end of the day, yeah, I know it and you know it. Fandom is family.